¿Qué gente? ¿Cómo están? Bueno, estamos de vuelta aquí en Hilux y nada, vamos a darle. Ahora el tipo nunca volvió, así que lo esperé buen rato y nunca volvió.
Yes, the plan is forming.
And?
Chloe's finally opening up. It just took a little time to get through to her, and then some drink to get her talking.
What information did you get out of her?
Why she can't pay the Duke. I mean, she's in charge of the entertainment district, so she should have ELEX coming out of her ears, right? Yet, she's desperate to collect that money. She's got no shards to spend. She can't cover the Duke's tribute. I mean, there has to be a story to be told.
And? Are you going to tell me the story?
Chloe is being forced to pay protection money. She can't pay the Duke or anyone else because she's already being bled dry. We shouldn't talk here. Walk with me a moment. Let's go talk outside. Follow me and try not to get noticed.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want everybody to hear what I'm about to tell you. The situation isn't exactly safe for anyone involved. Come on, let's get somewhere we can talk. Okay, I don't think anyone will overhear us here. So, this is what I've learned. A guy called Blake is behind this. He's forcing Chloe to pay protection money.
Okay, I will stop Blake.
Whoa, slow down before you do something hasty. Before we go any further, let me make one thing clear. Under no circumstances should you speak to Blake. If you approach him now, I've got no doubt he'd back off and leave Chloe alone. But that would just mean he'd just come back later when he thought things had blown over. We need to force him to forget about the protection money for good. Otherwise, what's the point?
So, what's the plan?
We should focus on Blake. Despite all his influence, he's been going through bodyguards. 3 of them have died in the last 2 months, but if anybody knows why, nobody is saying. We need to go through his things and find out why. There has to be some dirt there, and we can use it. We just need some hint. Then we can sort all this out to our benefit. Chloe gets freed from Blake, and we get the shards we need.
Why do you think the bodyguards are dead?
Well, he seems to have some business to take care of outside the fort. And sure, it can be dangerous out there. And Blake claims the bodyguards were killed by jackals while he was out hunting. But that just doesn't sound right. If you can get to Blake's place, look through his things, then maybe you can turn up some proof of what really happened. Anything that relates to bodyguards.
Okay, I'll look for the proof at Blake's house.
Follow the rat's plan, and you'll come out ahead, my friend. Look through Blake's stuff and come back to me when you've found something. Then we'll figure out the next step. I am going back to Chloe's bar. I'll see you there.
A ver, veamos. Este rate es una mierda. Y todo esto por pagar un precio, ¿eh? Solamente por eso. Esta misión comenzó porque teníamos que cobrarle a esta tipa la plata que todavía no podía cobrarla para poder darle la plata a William. O sea, todo comenzó con eso.
I owe you. Thanks.
No la podría usar. Modificador de arma. Y no tengo modificadores de arma, ¿no? No sé dónde conseguir modificadores de arma. tendría que verlo más adelante porque no tengo idea. Hasta el momento, o sea, todas las horas que hemos jugado, que han sido con más de 30, no hemos llegado a conseguir un modificador de arma. Tal vez se compran, no tengo idea.
Hey, Liam, have you heard the news?
What are you doing here? Are you crazy?
But haven't you heard? Iron Madison is dead.
No, the boss would never let that happen.
Whatever he thinks, it's true. Madison's dead. Yes.
¿Cuál es el trato acá? Puede que haya algo, ¿no? Ahora no hay nadie adentro de la casa, parece. Si lo pudiese incriminar, sería genial. El resto de cosas como que no me importa mucho, ¿verdad? Yo creo que eso es lo que necesitaba, supongo, ¿no? La lista de nombres. ¿Qué? Parece que sí. Ahora la tipa le estaba hablando de la tipa que yo maté. No, estoy bien, me equivoqué. Es para allá. Me estoy equivocando. Ya conseguí lo que quería, así que... Sino que como marca el signo amarillo allá, sigo pensando que tengo que hacer algo allá, pero no, en realidad no.
I found this list at Blake's.
A list? All right, let's see if it's anything useful. I'm guessing it's a list of names. But with this writing, bodyguards, Iron, Madison. Iron Madison. Ryan. You know, whoever wrote this can't spell. Well, this seems to be a list of candidates for bodyguards for Blake. That idiot Cameron must have written this before he was killed. Okay, then it's clear what we have to do.
We should talk to Ryan.
Why should we do that? I mean, what would you talk to him about? No, Ryan isn't the problem. But he may be part of the solution. If Blake's latest bodyguard Ryan was to die or quit, the names on this list would be candidates to replace him. So, we should change the name on the top. Then, we put the list back and give Blake a reason to hire someone new.
You want me to be Blake's bodyguard?
You certainly could. But no, that would be too suspicious. I will do it. After I've written my name on top of the list, I'll put it back in Blake's place. You take care of Ryan in the meantime. The idiot prides himself on being loyal, so chances are you'll have to kill him. Trying to persuade him might just mean he speaks to Blake and then our chances will be blown. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, then go. You take care of Ryan and I'll become Blake's new bodyguard. Then, we will find out what's going on. See you up at Blake's.
I'm not gonna worry about that.
Pues tengo que ir acá más que todo.
Fuck! I have been feeling a bit weird.
So fuck off, will you, yeah?
Say, why don't you fuck off yourself?
Are you trying to start something, huh? Yes. I'll get you!
Yo pensaba mejorar mis armas, pero si no tengo la weá para fabricarla. Yo sé que he looteado de todo, o sea, no es que he looteado poco, la verdad. Todo lo que he visto lo he recogido, pero puede que eso se compre, como dije. No lo he visto, pero puede que se compre. Ahora Rat va a ir acá, yo supongo.
I don't have any time right now.
Ryan is dead.
Already? That was quick. You'll have to give me time. Let me get to Blake's and sort things out there. Then let's talk about this again.
Ok, mientras tanto voy a hacer alguna otra cosa. Porque igual quiero seguir avanzando, o sea, una vez que termine en esta ciudad, digamos, tendría que ir a la... déjenme ver, porque realmente no me acuerdo qué mierda tengo que hacer, pero... Se supone que, bueno, esta ciudad la termino, esta ya la terminé, esta ya la terminé también, porque aquí... Edar me queda el ascenso solamente el compañero... Esto es el nuevo descubrimiento, que eso ya lo sé hacer, pero estas son las misiones principales. Claro, después de eso me faltaría solamente, porque Edad ya, bueno, Tavar ya hubiéramos terminado, Edad ya terminamos. Esta parte de acá arriba, no me acuerdo cómo se llama, pero bueno, esa parte también la terminamos. La parte de acá arriba del castillo, esta parte también ya la terminamos. Me faltaría solamente esta parte de acá de la ciudad, ¿no? Y ya después de eso podríamos avanzar con la misión principal. Obviamente que no he hablado con el duque, pero... no sé si sea buena idea hablar con el duque, la verdad. ¿Alguien más viene? ¿Qué onda? Parece que hay otro, ¿no? Sí, hay otro. Hay otro abajo. Ahora, ese tipo me pega 1 o 2 golpes y me mata. O sea, no es que me vas a matar lento. Solo lo comento porque sé lo que les digo. Ya lo he intentado matar a golpes y no me permite, o sea, me mata. Pero parece que no le hago daño. Por lo que estoy viendo. No. Pasan de largo, hermano. No le hago nada. Ya no, estos son... Este tipo es... rigidísimo, hermano. Porque si no le hago daño... Digamos que si no le hago daño así... Si no le hago daño así... Ahora, es muy lento, sí, pero... Tengo que pensar de que... O sea, tienen que pensar de que... La arma más fuerte que tengo a distancia se podría decir que es esa. Si esa arma no le hace daño, ¿de qué estamos hablando? Pega 72, igual no es poco. Y debería pegarle, pero parece que no. ¿No? Por lo que veo... No le hace daño, le hace muy poco daño.
Not now. Not now.
Ahora mismo. No necesito pelear contra él. Por eso les decía que hay monstruos que no se pueden, o sea, que yo por lo menos ahora no los mato. A menos que tenga una mejor arma, lo veo difícil. Es la única razón, o sea, la única forma.
Oh, we got a nice catch here. Nice, nice. Fresh meat and it got a fair amount on you. Boy, you're gonna cook up nicely.
Cook?
Oh, yes, we'll do you justice. A few sprigs of scragweed and some cogroot. Oh, and you'll be just right for us.
I'll get you.
O sea, si yo no soy nada para ese cíclope, estos tipos son menos, honestamente.
Just give me a minute to calm down, will you? Calming. Shit. A moment longer and those cannibals would have had me over the fire. There's enough creatures out here trying to eat me without people trying it as well. Shit. That's not something I want to go through again. Hell. You've not got anything to drink, have you? Something to help a man get his head screwed back on?
Here. This should help.
That's good. There's something about a near-death experience that makes everything taste golden. You saved me. I mean, you saved my life. And I've learned a lot about Magalan's history. But cannibals? I haven't heard of anything like that since the dark days after the comet hit. Most of what we live on in Tavar is from the past. So history is profitable. Interesting, too. You should learn it.
What are you doing out here?
The light beacon. I've always been fascinated by them. They used to be a cry for help. Or a way to give help, direction, guidance. I've seen leaders come and go in the fort, and there's only one constant. You have to rely on yourself. So, I look for ruins, visit the beacons, and I find things to earn shards, so I don't need anyone else.
Brave for someone at your age.
My age? Ha! Age is bullshit. Wrinkled or smooth-skinned, life throws the same shit at you. I know these lands better than to come alone. I was traveling with a pair of scrap collectors. They needed a lead. I needed some help. On our way there, we got ambushed by a group of clerics. I didn't want a chance to fight with them. They were much better armed. So I got out of there.
What happened to the scrap collectors?
They didn't make the same choice. That's the problem with some people of their age. They think every fight is winnable. They think running away is the wrong thing to do. Yet, here I am at my age. I just wish I'd had their legs for running. The clerics caught up with me and took me prisoner. I'm here, aren't I? I waited until it was dark and I got out. I guess they thought I was too old to guard. And I got away with their leader's weapon. I think that must have made them angry. Now those clerics are out hunting for me. You can hear their horns. That's why I thought I'd head for the beacon. Get some scrap and get myself back to Tavar. Shards would mean safety. But you know what happened next? Damn Reavers. Life sure is cheap out here.
Tell me about Magellan's past.
Gladly. What would you like to know?
Tell me about Tavar.
Well, it might not seem like there's a lot of history here, but this place hasn't always been desert. When the comet hit, it turned this place into the wasteland you see. But not everything was destroyed. Some building complexes, like the fort, survived. Others were buried. When the sand shifts, other buildings appear. And then all the things that were left in them are there for the taking. Not that everything that's buried is good. Logan, the Duke as he's known today, they're sitting on a powder keg. Back before the comet hit, they stored weapons there. Serious, end-of-the-world weapons. And they're still there, somewhere, along with a whole stack of the usual kind.
What kind of weapons?
I know the history, not the science. I'm no cleric. But these things were supposed to destroy cities. They were supposed to destroy countries.
How could they do that?
I don't know. Big explosions. Big explosions. And the fort is sitting on top of them. That's why I want shards. I want to be a long way from here if those things ever go off.
Tell me about the factions.
Well, they're recent history. I mean, they only came about after the comet hit. Before that, there were countries and governments. Millions of people organized into groups. Nothing like now. But the comet destroyed all that. There aren't really records from after the comet hit. No one was writing things down. They were just trying to survive. No leaders. But it didn't take long for people to form groups to get resources. And it didn't take long for those people to start fighting. All factions think they've got ways to save us. They're all just ways people are trying to survive.
So, there are a lot of gaps in your knowledge of history?
Well, some. There were more records kept during the territory wars. That was once the factions had formed and started fighting each other. I guess as soon as you're a group, you want to start keeping a history of who you are. History becomes more important. Anyway, instead of fighting over 1 or 2 tins, the factions started fighting over land. ELEX. Resources. Any small factions that were left got absorbed or destroyed. I mean, these people were survivors. So you'd think that's what they'd want. To survive. Instead, there were yet more deaths. There aren't numbers, but I'd guess at least half of those still alive were killed. That's just a guess. Finally, the people in charge realized the cost was too high, so they formed a council, the Great Council of Magellan, and made a non-aggression treaty.
A non-aggression treaty? That doesn't seem to have worked.
Well, peace is always fragile. The Berserkers and Clerics have totally different ideas about ELEX and technology, for a start. But, after all the deaths, the factions knew they risked their own destruction if they fought anymore. So, the peace lasted, more or less. There are always some hotheads, some isolated clashes over resources. But the leaders brought their people back into line. All the factions rebuilt their lands, worked on their own rules.
So, what went wrong?
The Alps. They were just a small splinter group. They went up into Zakor, into the ice, and no groups were interested in that land. They built their strength, and then they invaded. The factions were taken completely by surprise. The Alps captured people, land, built their converters before the factions could respond. What happened to the prisoners, the dead? History doesn't speak of that.
I've heard enough.
At least you did listen. That's not always the case today.
What do you know about the Berserkers?
They were a group living up in the woods, trying to grow their own food, and they evolved from there. Everyone else was fighting for what was left, but they decided to make something new. It was some guy called Amric that started them. The new guy they have there, Thorold, the Pilgrim, sees himself as some sort of spiritual successor to Amric. He has changed things there. They're pushing out into the world more than they did. The Berserkers used to stay in Edan mostly. They'd fight to protect their borders, make assaults outside them, and then pull back. Now they're holding ground. It seems the Pilgrim wants to purify all of Edan. They're gonna use their world hearts to change the world. They want to use their magic to turn the clock back and make Magalan what it was. Well, they'll change it. But whether Magalan was ever like they say, that's just a fantasy.
How much do you know about the Clerics?
Secretive lot. They probably know more about history than the others, but they keep it to themselves. But this god they believe in, Kalan, I haven't seen anything anywhere about this god in records from before the comet hit. Why they've created a god and worship technology? Well, I can't understand it. Everything else they do is about knowledge and fact and observation. So why invent a lot of hocus pocus to go with it?
Why did the Clerics have so few men?
The wars. They put their faith in their fighting machines. But either their prayers weren't answered or they had a technological hitch. They went into battle with the Berserkers and their machines shut down. They were defeated. Heavy losses. Those left retreated into Ignadon. Anyone that didn't make it back was cut down by one faction or another. The clerics' numbers never recovered. I guess they must have fixed whatever the problem was with their fighting machines. It's never happened again.
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
We help each other out, right?
Well, you had a beer from me, so yeah, all right. You can have it.
Is there something you need?
No, I'm okay. Don't waste your time on my old bones. The only thing I'm interested in is stories. And I don't think you are the storytelling type.
Correct. I don't have time to share stories.
Man of the sword and not the word. Well, I won't keep you any longer.
How long are you going to stay here?
I think I will get comfortable here. Maybe I'll even get this light tower working. A man needs something to do in life.
Interesante, la verdad. Ahora aquí no existe ni el 1 ni nada. A ver, un segundo. Acá está.
I'm in.
Nada importante. Por eso, o sea, bueno, yo tengo este código porque tengo el mapa interactivo, pero tampoco es que me he dedicado a abrir todo, ¿me entienden? O sea, no es algo como que muy interesante. Probablemente puede ser eso. Y ahí, bueno, una vez que he acabado esto, hablaría con el duque, la verdad. Y vería qué onda, porque realmente no sé. Todavía no me siento tan fuerte, la verdad. Puede que también esté haciendo cosas mal, como por ejemplo hay gente que utiliza magia para protegerse y yo realmente no la utilizo. ¿Para qué les voy a decir que la utilizo si no la utilizo? Y puede que el escudo mágico te sirva de algo, la verdad. Ahora, el sonido es raro, porque el sonido como que viene de algún lado de atrás, pero en realidad no viene de atrás, viene... salió volando. No. Le podría haber pegado con la arma, pero como se elevó, me hizo la vida más difícil. Como que a veces se escucha el monstruo atrás, pero en realidad no está atrás y está delante tuyo. Yo tengo audífono 7.1, pero es raro, no sé. No podría explicarles por qué pasa eso.
Hey, stop. Please, stop. Have you seen any Albs out there? You better be careful. They were around here only a few days ago. They might still be here.
What Albs?
They attacked our caravan, wiped us out. We just left the Besser on the way back to the fort when they attacked us. It didn't take them 2 minutes to kill everyone.
How did you survive?
I was able to hide, just in time. Shit. I was just promoted to runner. I thought I could do some easy work in the fort, but instead they went and sent me out here. And I had to watch as the whole caravan was butchered.
You're a runner?
Yeah, the lowest of the low in the fort. Sure, you get access to armor and a few nice stims, but that's it. Then you get non-stop hassle. If you want to do better, then you have to work your way up. That was my plan. Before this happened here.
What are you going to do now?
Can I come with you? I need to get back to the fort, but there's no way I can get back there alone. I'm lucky the elves haven't found me, and that the jackals haven't eaten me. Please, you have to help me. I've got to get back so I can report to Hank.
Hank sent me.
Then why didn't you say? We have to get back and inform the fort that the supply routes to Abessa aren't safe anymore.
Hank doesn't want people to know.
But why shouldn't we tell anyone else? People have to know the routes aren't safe anymore, or they'll walk into the same alb ambush. We have to tell everyone.
I see, but I have orders. No witnesses.
Are you serious? Shit. No, people have to know. I have to tell them all, even if it's the last thing I do.
Time to teach you a lesson.
Sorry, amigo, pero no era contra ti la cosa, pero... ¿Qué te puedo decir? Denme un segundo. Ya, a ver, veamos.
You have an IOU to pay up on.
That? Oh, that's an old debt.
A debt is a debt. Time to pay up.
Okay. Let's sort this out. My debt against your IOU. Let's call it square?
I can live with that.
Good. Here.
I've got the crates from the missing caravan.
Crates speak only of success. The Duke will welcome them. What happened exactly?
The caravan was attacked by Albs.
Ah, I see. You must be mistaken. There was no attack. There were no Albs. It was all an accident. Understand?
A runner called Kid survived. He saw the whole thing. But don't worry. He won't cause you any trouble.
Good. I knew I could rely on you. Truth is found in shards. So here's some truth for you. Remember, Albs had nothing to do with it. Our supply lines are secure. People can trust the Duke. And they will and they can trust him. You see, I've shifted the supply route, and the supplies are getting through. So it's ended well for everyone, yeah?
Entonces solo me falta que me pague una persona para hablar con Williams, y ese es la chica esta, ¿no? Es la única. Que es la misión de Rat, pero es lo único que me falta aquí. Y hablar con el Duque, pero más que eso nada, y hablar con Williams, ¿no? Que obviamente que no he terminado con Williams, y Williams está acá, si no me equivoco, en esta parte de acá. Esto se me mueve mucho, pero no se me debería mover tanto, pero bueno, no está tan bien hecho esto con el tema este del mando. Pero bueno, ya está ahí, sino que no me deja marcarlo, pero bueno. Tiene alguna, como dije, tiene algunas cosas que no son tan agradables, pero el resto de las cosas hacen que el juego sea agradable. algunas cosas compensan otras cosas, sí. Por lo menos así lo veo yo. Y esto ha sido un trama eterno, man.
Ryan is dead.
Right. Let me get the list into Blake's things. So, done. It's going to be fishy if I turn up and tell Blake his bodyguard is dead. You had better do it.
Won't Blake think it's strange? Me telling him about the bodyguard.
What? You mean that he's dead?
He might suspect I killed him.
Yeah, so what if he does? People get killed in Tavar all the time. And he is pretty used to his bodyguards dying on him one after another.
Mira, si este hombre
Just
hace
go
algo,
to
lo voy a
Blake and tell
matar.
him you found Ryan's body. You could even suggest that he needs to get a new bodyguard. Sometimes he can be a little slow on the uptake.
Right.
Then come back and tell me when he knows about Ryan.
Realmente si me caga de nuevo lo voy a matar. Porque ya me la jugaría 2 veces si esa bueno me gusta.
I found your bodyguard.
What do you mean, found?
He's dead.
I knew that guy wouldn't last. You know when you get that feeling that you're gonna have to find yourself another bodyguard?
You'll have to find another.
Yeah. And I hate interviews. Fortunately, having been in this position before, I have a handy list of people ready to take on the job. Oh well, on to the next one. Thanks for letting me know.
You needed to be told.
Yeah? Just don't make me ask how you found out. Now piss off. I need to find myself a new bodyguard.
Blake knows Ryan is dead.
Okay, now we wait until he comes to me. I have an idea what you could do in the meantime. How about you go to Doc and get us something to celebrate?
Isn't it a bit premature to celebrate?
Don't worry. Just let the good rat do his thing, my friend. This plan is in action. And that means it's pretty much a certainty. Here, take a few shards. That should be enough to get something from Doc.
Where did you get those shards from all of a sudden?
You know, shards, they sometimes just turn up. Oh, and tell Doc he should mix us up something special. Just tell him I sent you. Hey, that's Blake coming now. We'd better not be seen talking. Sneaking around while other people are watching you is
fucking
pretty
asshole.
pointless.
You murdered my brother. You killed Spade.
I don't know your brother.
Then why did you kill him? You put that casket in our shack, you shit rat. That ring any bells? I know that casket was what blew. You and the scrap baron, you murdered my brother. Well, you took blood as payment. So will I. A life for a life. Right here, right now.
Do you want to end up dead too?
So my life matters and his doesn't? You think I should just take this? No. You killed my brother. Now I'm going to kill you. You're dead.
Bueno. Eso acabó mal. Consecuencias. Acciones. Cada acción tiene una reacción. O una consecuencia.
I am the doc. That makes you the patient, right? I can make it happen. Those dreams will come true.
My dreams?
You're here to trade. I'm here to make dreams come true. Everything you need. Drinks, cams, that special kick. The doc can make it for you. The doc can make it come true.
Why do they call you Doc?
Isn't that obvious?
Can you heal me?
I can heal you, body and mind. But not for free, of course.
I need healing.
No problem. You should be better now.
What do you have to offer?
Nothing at the moment. Not a sizzling second of release. I've been robbed.
Who robbed you?
No idea. I was only gone for a little while, taking care of something. Now, the old doc has to make enough stuff again before he can start delivering again.
What was stolen?
Well, everything. My entire stock, gone. Just gone. Everything, gone. But you could help me. If you want to buy something, we'll have to find the thief.
Do you have any leads?
Go to the girls in the entertainment district. The girls know everything. And Cindy is the best one to talk to out of all of them. She's got less attitude than the others. She'll even talk to me. Talk to her. She might know something about who's trying to deal my chems.
You've sampled too many of your own chems.
Oh, I don't do chems. The doc is a chemsmith, an artist, a businessman. I'm not a consumer.
Why are you laughing then?
But I understand your confusion. Once upon a time, the old doc was normal. Then, I had a sort of accident. When the outlaws wanted me to experiment with chems, let's just say there was a mix-up of the doses. I've not messed with concentrated chems since. Or taken it pure. Or on my birthday. Not that I've needed to. I mean, that was a high to last a lifetime. Literally.
Rat sent me to pick up a few chems.
Ah, the good old Rat. Yeah?
He said you should send him some of the special stuff.
I know. The good old doc knows. The special stuff, right? Yeah? You want chems? You come to a chemsmith.
Exactly.
No problem. I will take care of it. Trust the doc, and I will get to work on it right away. Come back in a few hours. I'll have them ready then.
Veamos. Sydney.
We can be together.
We can? Does that mean you're not working for Chloe anymore?
You know I can't leave her. But that isn't important. Not for us. Madison is dead.
I need some information.
And I need shards. So let's make a deal.
Te pagué tu deuda, maldita.
Doc's chems were stolen. Have you heard anything about them?
Stolen chems? No, I don't think anyone's been talking about them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but I've heard of some good quality chems coming from somewhere else. Maybe that's someone selling the doc stuff.
Tell me what you know.
It's a guy called Scrappy. He normally deals in small-scale salvage. But suddenly, he's selling top-grade chems to some of my customers.
Where can I find Scrappy?
He hangs out below the fort, in a canyon where all the rubbish gets thrown.
Right.
I have to go now, but I'll be back as soon as I can.
Hey, you. You're new here. I don't know if anyone's told you, but the Duke, our glorious leader, king of the desert, is raising taxes on his territory. And I am here to collect them.
So, what is that to do with me?
Look, I've told the Duke 1,000 times I'm not the guy for this. But if I don't get him the shards, he'll put a rope around my neck. Or my wife will. She'd do it for him. So do a guy a favor and hand over the money. After all, it's better than me and you ending up as food for the jackals.
¿Por qué todos te quieren sacar los fragmentos?
Your wife would hang you?
She wouldn't want to. No, she's a lady of integrity. I would never say anything bad about her. It would be the Duke. The Duke would insist. My wife is a wonderful lady. Calm, majestic. She'd be a queen of the desert if there wasn't already a king. The Duke, our glorious leader, king of the desert, and lord of the outlaws. So are you going to pay? Listen, maybe you can ask me about it later. Now is not the right time, okay?
You're asking me to pay to be here?
Everyone has to pay tribute to the Duke, our glorious leader, king of the desert, and lord of the outlaws. So will you hand over the shards now? It'd be better for both of us. Really. You don't want to explain not paying to the Duke.
There's no tax. This is a con.
Why would I risk my neck to lie? I told you I don't want to be here. I know you're looking at me and not feeling that threatened if you don't pay, but the Duke stands behind me. Mess with me and you mess with the Duke. And no one here is going to let that happen.
You're not taking shards from me without a fight.
No, you don't want to fight me. Deny the Duke and it won't just be me you're fighting. You'll be fighting everyone here.
No one's going to help you. And no one in their right mind would send you to collect shards. I'm not paying.
But are you crazy? You'll risk that?
I'm not paying.
Okay, I'll admit it. I spent all my wife's shards. She found out, and if I don't earn them back, she'll be wearing my balls for earrings. I've got to get the shards to replace what I spent.
What did you spend the shards on?
Well, you know, men's things. Yeah, I know that made it worse.
Yo les dije,
but it's not like that, honestly.
Ya en este pueblo me suena muy
and I can't
a rata.
Get to see her without paying her. Not that it matters. Madison will beat the shit out of me if she finds I've seen a prostitute. She'll kill me if she finds out I'm in love with Cindy. So, I've got to get those shards if I want to keep walking.
Your wife is dead.
Fuck! Really? Then I'm free. If you're lying, she'll kill me for even thinking it. Oh, let it be true. I don't know what your part in this was, but thank you. I am now free. I'm free. I can finally be with Cindy.
Hey, Liam, have you heard the news?
What are you doing here? Are you crazy?
Va a seguir hablando lo mismo. Porque él es la pareja de la hermana del otro huevón, o la cuñada, o la que sea, no sé. Este tipo se está moviendo, ¿no? Veo mi sombra ya. Ok, hay plata acá. Plata que no necesitan.
Hey, can you spare something to eat? A can, something? Anything.
Here.
Yeah, thanks. We gotta help each other out here. Do you need my help?
How do you survive out here?
On the gifts from the lords above. They throw out all sorts from the fort, enough to live on. Sometimes food. Sometimes things I can trade with Ryder. He buys things so I can get food. He's a hunter, so sometimes he gives me something he's caught. He's due back soon. Would you check if he has anything for me? I'll get you the shards to pay for it. Somehow.
You live on trash?
Better pickings here than out in the desert.
I used to live out there. That's really hard.
But even here, I have to look for things. Be inventive. And I might have something for you. I found a huge package of chems hidden at docks. They should be worth shards. He sells them for a fortune.
You're stealing from the fort?
I'm staying alive. And I've helped. You know, drugs are bad, so I took them out of circulation. Until now. Now I need the shards. I don't feel bad about that. I mean, would you want an old man to live on just garbage?
How often do you steal from the fort?
Not that often. I'm not suicidal. Just when I'm desperate. I just want to stay alive. And I only take the scraps from around the edges.
I don't care if you steal from the fort.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I was worried you might get angry. But I don't intend on starving. So that means I need to keep stealing. No one else is going to keep me alive.
Okay. Who is Ryder?
I said, he's a hunter. I trade with him. Mostly old chems for meat. Sometimes other garbage he can sell for cash. He hunts out to the south somewhere. I don't know where. I don't go out there anymore.
And if I take your message to Ryder, what will you give me?
Well, I don't have a lot. No shards, anyway. I could trade you some scrap I found. Would that work for you?
I'll find Ryder for you.
Thanks. Traveling out in the desert is getting harder for me. Can you take this payment to him? And bring me the meat? I'd really appreciate that.
O sea, bueno, perdí una misión. Perdí la misión de... Con el otro tipo. No. Y ya estamos con el tiempo también. O sea, no sé si esa misión era tan importante, la verdad. Este tipo vive la basura, ¿no? El otro tipo vende droga. No sé. La verdad, no sé. Yo creo que es peor vivir de la basura. El otro tiene un sustento, puede crear más drogas. Claramente ninguna de las opciones es buena, pero por último uno está haciendo algo que no sé. Tal vez le hace daño a alguien porque está robando, pero yo creo que es menos daño que vender drogas, honestamente. Las drogas te matan. La cagué. La cagué. Así que gente, bueno, yo creo que tengo que dejar esto hasta acá el día de hoy porque ya estamos con el tiempo, pero ya nos vemos en la siguiente, la verdad. Ya estamos avanzando, o sea, nos falta igual todavía una ciudad. No hemos terminado y tampoco hemos llegado a ese nivel 25, ¿no? No, todavía no hemos llegado, o sea... Vamos a llegar definitivamente. Probablemente en la otra ciudad ya lleguemos a nivel 25. Ni siquiera hemos acabado con esta ciudad todavía. Faltan menos cosas que antes, pero sigue faltando cosas. Y hay una misión que se ha hecho muy larga. O sea, si me pongo a pensar lo largo que se ha hecho esa misión de recolectar la paga de una tipa, ha sido muy largo. O sea, ha sido una misión tras otra, tras otra, tras otra. Tratando de claramente terminar la misión, ¿no? Pero no sé, la verdad. Ese debe ser una cría, supongo. Así que nada, voy a matar a este bicho de acá, o estos dos bichos de acá, y dejo el episodio. Ya estamos con el tiempo, la verdad. Oh, si muero sería horrible. Estoy tomando pociones por la pelota. Sigue diciéndome que es más nivel que yo. Ahora, claramente lo puedo matar por la armadura que tengo. Y eso que todavía no mejoro las armas y no sé cuándo las voy a poder mejorar, pero bueno. Tengo que ver lo de la... Tengo que ver un video de crafteo porque no sé. Así que ya, bueno, eso. Lo dejo hasta acá, ya saben, suscríbanse, denle like, compartan el canal y ya los veo pronto. Bye bye.